Welcome back to Bike Vibe, the channel where the rumble of engines, the thrill of open roads, and the passion for two-wheeled machines all come together. Today we're diving into something a lot of riders have been asking about, especially those keeping an eye on Harley Davidson's evolving lineup. We're talking about the 2026 Harley Davidson Sprint and the spare parts you might need to keep this machine running at its absolute best. Think of this as your quick but complete guide to the essential gears, nuts, bolts, and components that keep the Sprint ready for action, along with estimated prices so you know what to expect before hitting the shop or ordering online. So let's get straight into it because riders don't waste time when it comes to their bikes. Starting with one of the most commonly replaced parts, the air filter. The 2026 Sprint uses a performance-tuned high-flow filter designed for better throttle response and fuel efficiency. If you need a replacement, you're looking at around $45 to $60 depending on the brand and whether you prefer an owned or aftermarket option. Next up, the oil filter. It's a small part but absolutely essential. Regular oil changes are the heart of keeping this bike healthy. An oil filter for the Sprint usually sits around $18 to $25. Now let's talk brake pads, something riders can't afford to ignore. The Sprint's front brake pads, designed for strong bite and heat resistance, typically range between $70 and $90, while the rear pads are a bit cheaper at about $50 to $65. Moving on to the drive belt. Like many modern Harleys, the Sprint uses a durable belt drive setup for smooth power delivery and lower maintenance. A replacement drive belt can cost anywhere from $180 to $250 depending on the supplier. Let's shift over to the spark plugs. The Sprint runs on a set of high-performance iridium plugs, built for cleaner combustion and long life. Expect to pay about $12 to $18 per plug, and since the Sprint uses a two-plug setup, that's around $24 to $36 total. Moving on to gears and transmission components, especially the clutch plates. The 2026 Sprint uses a refined wet clutch design for smoother shifts. A full clutch plate kit generally sits around $160 to $220. If you only need the friction plates, those come in around $90 to $120. Now let's talk chains and sprockets, even though the Sprint primarily uses belt drive. For riders who convert to a chain setup or replace related components, a full chain and sprocket kit will run around $230 to $300 depending on the gear ratio. Next, let's get into nuts and bolts. Riders often overlook them, but anyone who works on bikes knows how important quality hardware is. For the Sprint, you can buy an OHM hardware assortment kit that includes common bolts, washers, and specialty fasteners for around $25 to $40. Individual high-tensile bolts usually run from $1 to $5 each depending on size and coating. Moving forward, let's cover suspension components. Front fork seals for the Sprint generally cost between $35 and $50 for the pair. Rear shock bushings, small but important for stability, cost around $20 to $30. The battery is another item riders end up replacing sooner or later. The Sprint uses a compact but powerful maintenance-free lithium battery, and those typically range from $140 to $200. Now for lighting components. An OHM headlight assembly designed with adaptive brightness usually costs around $180 to $220. Turn signals and brake lights are cheaper, generally $25 to $45 each depending on style. Let's talk about mirrors and levers, because riders love customizing these. OHM mirrors cost around $60 to $80 per piece, while brake and clutch levers run about $70 to $110 per pair. Moving on to body panels and covers. Side panels for the Sprint usually cost around $90 to $130 each, and engine covers come in at around $70 to $120. Finally, let's talk tires. The Sprint uses sport touring rubber, giving riders grip and stability. Front tires usually sit around $140 to $170, while rear tires come in at about $180 to $220. So there you have it, A complete breakdown of the essential spare parts, gears, nuts, bolts, and components for the 2026 Harley Davidson Sprint, along with estimated prices to help you plan ahead. Keeping your bike in top condition isn't just maintenance, it's respect for the machine and the road. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Bike Vibe, and keep your engine ready for the next ride. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.